much written on House of Lords paper. Right. It's really good to be here, but it will confirm for many that Baroness Fox of Buckley is a supporter of a far-right cult. Because according to trans ideologues and their progressive allies, the slogan, "Let women speak," or even a dictionary definition of the word woman, or even the demand for free speech at Speaker's Corner, for God's sake, apparently these are all fascist aligned slogans. What a monstrous smear. What a load of rubbish. I did enjoy the fact that the narrative got disrupted this week when the Communist Party of Great Britain issued a wholly sensible statement against gender self-ID because it clashes with sex-based rights of women. Good, at last. I've really enjoyed the likes of Owen Jones squirming. Now they're screeching that fascists and Stalinists are all the same. But listen, I'm from the left, albeit the Trotskyist bit of the left, but who bloody cares? Because this issue is far beyond left or right. It's not about left or right. It's about all and everyone who refuses to allow gender to be conflated with the material reality of biological sex, who refuses to be browbeaten into nodding along with an irrational, illiberal, harmful, anti-woman, anti-materialist, anti-science ideology. So I really don't care what any of your politics are. Everyone needs to fight to ensure that the hard-fought for gains of women's liberation, of lesbian and gay liberation, will not be eradicated by balaclava wearing. I mean, think of our opponents. They want to be eradicated by balaclava wearing foul-mouthed men, or respectably suited corporate HR or equality and diversity officers demanding that we shut up and having the nerve to brand us as Nazis. Anti-fascism is a proud tradition. These fake cult crowd besmirch its name. We shouldn't let them. At first, calling us Nazis and bigots was used to smear us and delegitimise us as beyond the pale, not worth engaging with. And it sort of half worked. No one wants to be labelled a bigot. Nobody wants to be cancelled as a Nazi. And if I'm honest, cancel culture can make cowards of all of us. But we toughened up. We carried on in the face of these vile, slanderous insults. But now things have actually got a bit more serious, because labelling us as far right has become a green light to excuse physically attacking us. Billy Bragg at a concert. Hope you hear that, Billy. Billy Bragg at a concert called the Let Women Speak rally in New Zealand the Posey Parker Nazi Rally. As popular slogan at women's rights gatherings such as this, we hear shrieked venomously by Bragg's allies, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. And they mean us, don't they? It's pretty grim where that leads. It means justifying screaming, vile, sexualised threats and menacing women, young and old. And it means excusing a 70-year-old woman being punched in the face. But that's okay, because after all, we're just Nazi turfs, aren't we? In the House of Lords, I hear endless, interminable, self-righteous speeches by Labour, Lib Dem, Tories, declaring their commitment to fighting violence against women and girls. There's more strategies, policies and charters than you could shake a stick at. But there is a deafening silence on the attacks and violence against, for example, the Lesbian Project last weekend. Not to mention, and no mention indeed, of events in New Zealand, or indeed here last weekend. A refusal to name and shame violence against women and girls in plain sight by transgender rights activists. It's shameful. On politicians in general, there has been some excitement that Keir Starmer has said in a Sunday Times interview that 99.9% of women, of course, have not got a penis. Progress, some say. Nearly there. Only 0.1% to go. But let's pause. On Friday, the leader of the Labour Party went to Kent for the first time for a photo op. He somehow forgot to tell the Labour Party's only Kent MP about his issue. Snubbing once more Rosie Duffield again. Throwing her own gender-critical MP under the bus is far more telling than some PR media interview designed to win back women voters. The worst bit of Starmer's interview for me was that he says that we should now end this toxic debate. First of all, what bloody debate? What debate? There is no debate. He's disdainful of turning this issue into a toxic divide, a toxic culture. And instead he says, quote, we should go on to win the next battle for women. This is the leader of the Labour Party chiding us. Don't get hung up on this. Move on. But we can't move on, Mr. Starmer, because the next battle for women is this battle for women. And it drives me mad. It drives me mad whenever any of us raise issues such as Tavistock, schools preaching gender ideology, complaining of male sex offenders in women's prisons, that we're hectored for stirring up the culture wars. It's somehow awful that this issue is so toxic, censorious and vicious. It's not awful. Nope. They are the problem. But my strategy, I've got a strategy for how we can make it less toxic. Keir Starmer, indeed every politician, needs to stop mouthing platitudes, but to join in the battle of ideas on this one. Yeah. Politicians should proactively champion Rosie Duffield. They should champion J.K. Rowling. They should champion Sharon Davis, Mayor Forstater, Alison Bailey, Julie Findle, Joan Smith, Heather Brunskill-Evans, Venice Allen, Bevan Kate at the LGB Alliance, and then millions more. There's so many heroines. They need to... No, I'm getting there. I've written this bit. And more importantly, they need to champion posing Politicians also need to condemn cancel culture that's forcing Joe Phoenix and Laura Favaro to sue universities for academic freedom. You couldn't make it up. They need to condemn trade unions for not backing their gender critical members. And worse, as we speak, Edinburgh University UCU Union are trying to get the AFAF screening of adult human female cancelled. The unions are too often on the wrong bloody side. Yeah. We should say so. And I say so as somebody who's been a proud trade unionist for decades. Finally, we're all familiar with all those high-profile names. But that's the tip of the iceberg. Yes, free speech is our core value, and really, I'm not from the House of Lords, I'm from the Academy of Ideas, and Free Speech Aloud is the slogan of our Battle of Ideas Festival, and that's what we should all gather round. But I think there's something worse going on. It's a silent assault on speech, and it's compelled speech. being forced to speak against our conscience or against reality. In every institution, arts councils, museums, universities, big banks, multi-million pound corporates, local councils, the NHS, everywhere, ordinary working people and employees daily are told they must speak by diktat. Yeah. They risk their jobs if they don't wear pronoun badges, if they misgender, if they don't use the bastardised language of EDI linguistic codes from people with cervixes to chest feeders, to the whole array of words deemed offensive. People are being forced and compelled to follow the script or get re-educated, disciplined, shunned, sacked. Those are the silent millions that we must make heard, who we must defend. We must, and absolutely, I insist on this, not move on, but stand firm. And what we need to do is shout bloody louder.
We need to stop voting in BDO to politicians.
Let women speak is not a left or right slogan, but in 2023 it's a bloody revolutionary slogan. Let's make sure that we are heard. Think about how mad this is. It's become revolutionary to go, let